Well, it's been a while.
I don't hear no music, bro.
It's getting there.
Oh. Just let me know when you're gonna put us on, bro, so I don't look, crazy.
You always look.
I do. I always look crazy. It's gonna be a good one. Who was that? Was that Keith Murray? It's gonna be a party, y'all. Like, Keith Murray. What's the name of that jam? It got R. Kelly in it.
We can't talk about Hollywood.
I'd rather bump up the dude. I kept, man. Have we ever? You know what? You know what? That show you had, we used to talk about music and all. I don't know if it was a show, bro, but it was. We always talked about music. Remember? And man, R. Kelly made an indention, and a lot of people that's in our age, and you're younger than me, our age.
We are not starting a Raiders podcast talking about
R. Kelly.
Hell no! Great. You want to talk about?
But it's the freestyle moment. We're not, freestyle right here, and then we can go talk Raiders after that. Freestyle. When you don't see us, it's freestyle. And then when you see us, it's all Raiderism right off the back.
Okay, let me put this on screen because, man, hell no.
Let the clouds go away a little bit. Where's my water at, man? Oh, I got it right.
What up? Welcome to Red Nation Live. I'm your host, Low. I'm
gonna get thirsty real quick.
Apparently, go over here talking.
Again, my boy. Look at that. Got a brand new draft hat on. Look at that shit. He made sure he was like this. Gabe made sure he was like this when you seen that shit.
Which one?
Oh, bro. Not too
much. I get it. Came with the little pin. Came with the little pin right here, the little stadium.
Got a little,
I seen you post it. I seen you post that.
I liked it. When it got here, I liked it. I was like, oh shit, I like this shit. So I didn't know if I was gonna like it because it's the A-frame. I guess because they're only selling it in A-frame, right? So I don't know if I was gonna like it, but then when it got here, I tried it on and liked it, so I ordered the black one.
Oh shit! Okay.
It fits good. It fits good. Look, it fits your head.
Cool.
So would you guys like it this way or this way?
Whatever makes me bigger, bro. Whatever makes me bigger.
Whoa.
Hold on, let me put the little, what they call those to make my skin better.
For that, you need honey pack. You get a sponsorship or something. Honey pack. Gravy. You know what I mean? Kind of like Shannon Sharp. You know, like Shannon Sharp has that one fucking endorsement. Yeah, shit.
Everything hard.
We need to get a
What's
fucking.
What's up, fella? I talked to guys in a bit, man. What's up?
Fucking rhino pills. Oh no, shit! I'm still on that shit. Whoa, yeah, but now I'm good.
Okay, wait a minute. He comes in talking about R. Kelly. You're talking about honey packs. Jesus, what happened?
What you got to say? What in the mood for it? What's in your mood for, bro? You don't want to say nothing. You don't want to say nothing.
It's Sunday night. You know what I mean? You just, something might go down later on. You never know.
Well, I'm out.
Is it a good day? Okay, you want to talk what the show is supposed to be about? Is it a good day for Raider Nation today? What just happened hours ago?
Before we talk about Raider Nation, I know. Of course, there's a Raider show, but right here, Mike. OKC, KFC, UFC, Lakers in 5.
Ain't no hearing that shit. Ain't no hearing that.
Worst loss of the Thunder's season today, by the Lakers, at the hands of the Lakers.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't know.
Almost 30 up. They were almost 30 up the whole second half.
Yeah.
But what?
Hey,
kind of happy.
News, man. Jack Jones. You guys hear about that?
What happened though? But pertaining what you said, I got to respond to that, bro. What happened when you played the Warriors though?
Well, yeah, you guys got to win. You guys, but you're not even a Warriors fan.
I know, bro, but I know Sacramento ain't doing shit right now, so I got to pump up my other team.
So you jump shit?
I ain't jumping shit, bro. I'm a Sacramento, dude. I dig Sacramento. I dig Sacramento, bro. We ninth in the team. We ninth. We ninth on for the. We still lighting the beam.
We see where the loyalty lands with Gravy. We see where the loyalty lands with Gravy.
The Lakers don't play Sacramento no more, so I gotta go whoever they're getting.
Oh yeah, we swept that up. We spanked that up every time we
won. We won one game. We won one game. We won the game after we got rid of.
Hey, when you just said that right now, Gravy, that was bad.
What? You want to talk about R. Kelly? So we
no. Besides, first you start off with R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying?
Going on.
Yeah, but you start off with R. Kelly.
We gotta handle this situation. The shit Gabe threw on about the shit Gabe on private IG what Gabe threw, that interview that you threw with that guy from Fresno, man.
What? Oh, that little bulldog, that guy that played bulldog.
Better not be living over here. That whole boy better not be living over here.
About?
You see that? You see what Gabe posted up?
There's like a little interview with some little dude, like talking that he's from Fresno, but he's sassy like a motherfucker, dog. He's so sassy. The fool asks him, "Hey, dog, did you get jumped in or did you get fucked in?"
What are you guys talking about? I have no idea what you guys talking about.
Gabe said, "Hey, homie, he's over there." I said, "Nah." He threw up something low. He threw his fingers up like something, and I go, "The hell is that?" That he thought. I don't know what the hell.
What are you guys talking about?
His name is something. He was a dude. That ain't Fresno, bro. Don't give him.
I posted it in the chat in the
personal chat.
The group chat.
Yeah.
What group chat? Remember,
ours.
What was just us? Yeah.
Let me see real quick.
It's a couple of days back. But yeah,
you probably know that dude. They got switches around. Hello.
But I don't know where the fuck that fool was from at first, because you can't tell where he was. He just looks like a little fucking Edgar and shit.
He got an Edgar on.
Oh, he was the one that was on Adam 22.
Nah, that dude, he's all right. He's cool.
Adam 22. No, I never even seen this kid.
Look, bro.
I'm looking at it. It's not here. I'm not in it.
Posted it yesterday. No, ours. Just the one that me, you, and Gabe are on. No.
How many times you want me to tell you? I'm looking at it. It's not in it.
It's there, bro.
It's in it like 3 or 4 times. How many times you want me to? Let me tell you what I'm saying.
I'll find it right now.
Let me get the chat real quick. Shout out, Raider Boosters. What's up, man? My opinion in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. PNW, Mark Raiders. What up, bro? Salute to you. Raider Paul's in the building. Yerp's in the building. What up? Hopefully having a good one, bro. That Raiders fan. That Raiders fan. Guerrero. What's up, bro? SoCal. Squid. What up? Hopefully having a good one, Squid, man. Hey, hopefully everyone's having a good one, man.
Oh no, it's on the.
They put it in our spot. They put it in our spot. We'll send it to you later, bro.
Tony Sheffer, what up, bro? What up? Just trying to get it to everybody. Young DB, what's up, bro? Salute to you. Night Owl, what up? Salute to you, man. House in the chat. All right, let's check it out. Will Johnson at 6. Jack Jones, who? Yep. So there's been a lot of shit going on. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been gone. Gravy and Gabe been holding down the fort. I'm probably gonna be gone and probably only doing shows on Sundays. Just due to the fact I'm gonna be in school pretty much right after work for like 2 to 3 weeks. So the guys are gonna be holding it down, but I'll be here on Sundays, man. So hopefully the guys don't start off the show talking about honey packs and R. Kelly. We'll be all right.
Right off the bat, bro. Right off the bat. We're gonna do a whole segment, dude. 30 minutes on R. Kelly. Who had babies with R. Kelly jam? Right off the bat.
No babies. We only got one. Well, you know, allegedly. But I'm just fucking around. Yeah, I can tell you got down to a couple of them shit. I remember fucking being in high school, dog, making you remember the burn CDs? Remember burning CDs on the fucking laptops and shit, dog? Remember burning CDs on your fucking Napster and LimeWire and all that bullshit? Like, you remember all that shit? Frostwire.
LimeWire.
Fucking and you made the sex jams one, dog, where you just put a bunch of fucking Keith Sweat, and some fucking, some R. Kelly bump and grind, dog. So,
boom,
hey,
boom,
shit,
boom, CD, bro. Boom, boom, room CD right there. Boom, boom.
You know what I mean? Those are some jammy jams.
Bro, you was in the music. R. Kelly was dope.
Hey, bro.
Nah, okay, I mean,
he was a freak.
He is, but I mean, okay, look, but that's not what we're here for. We're not here to discuss.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah, that motherfucker is weirdo.
R. Kelly was bad at football.
No, regardless of whatever, bro. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna. What he did.
R. Kelly's music made a lot of badass football players.
Yeah, but at the same time, bro, it's like if you really go back and listen to the lyrics now, like, bro, like, nah, that shit ain't right.
Nah, you lying, bro.
Age ain't nothing but a number. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But I was listening to the fucking that Isley song, the Contagious one, where he's in the fucking thing.
Was it? What the man? Come on, 12 play.
12 play was the music, bro. No one knows that better not ever come on this chat and say 12 play song, bro. Nah.
Bro, that greatest man. Step in the name of love. I swear to God.
Chocolate Factory. That was a dope.
I don't play that song no more. I don't care. I can't play that song. I will never play that song ever again.
Shit, that song plays, I'm up and dancing, dog.
I know. It's like I want. But see, that's a good ass song. But I can't play that shit.
God damn, Mike! Look at Mike. I just said his music was tight. I just said what he did was tight. That's the music. Come on, man. You better not.
Side to side. Oh shit.
See, that's
crazy. Right now, what you gonna say about Gabe, Mike? The man's right here singing this shit. Look.
People tell me I have the voice of Fergie and Jesus.
Yeah, Fergie. Isn't that the one that
don't know where that's from? You know where that's from?
How did you fuck up the national anthem, bro? That's what Fergie did. Fucked up the national anthem.
Tell me you're taking Jack Jones. All right, thank you, John. Let's switch it back up. Let's not talk about. Listen, this is not the.
No more PP in the face, bro. No more PP.
Yeah, no more PP. No more PPs. Anyways, Jack Jones, bro, he is gone. He's gone.
Release.
Shout out to Soul, man. With me and Mr. Soul were bullshitting earlier, and he said this, and I didn't even remember this. I didn't know if you guys remember this as well. But at the end of the season, he emptied out his fucking locker and said, "Hey man, anybody want any of the Raiders stuff? Hit me up." He emptied out his whole locker, and I really didn't take it like, okay, well, you know what I mean. He took it, he just taking all the stuff and he's getting out of there.
That's usual. I mean, players. End of the year, players, cleared out their locker.
Right.
But I like the dude as a player. You know what I mean? He fucked up last year. I'm not gonna lie. He underwhelmed last year for sure. Thought we were gonna get more out of him. I liked him the first year. You know what I mean? He showed some attitude, showed some grit. Out there. He, especially in that Chiefs game. On Christmas. Shit was great. He gave us some good little shit, but I don't know. I just see if that's that. I mean, we couldn't need the corner, but at the end of the day, he probably there's something there. I don't know. He probably not. It's his last year. He probably showing little interest in probably even wanting to be here or something. But I think it's all speculation. But I mean, they made this move for a reason because they didn't see him in his plans. He just weren't in the future plans.
Yeah. Deal with it too. Says right here, said rest easy, Jags. Yeah, I personally I want to see him be who he was supposed to be, especially coming out of the I remember seeing him coming out of college. I remember we had talked about him. When we needed a cornerback, and then when we came over and he started being that impact player, we're like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? But that was like you said, it was at the end of the season that was pretty much already gone. When AP took over and stuff like that, but he really didn't do much. He started almost playing very what's his name? Peters.
Came in.
What's his name? Peters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he started playing like Peters, bro. Now you start seeing that, it's like, all right, whatever. Cool, Kev, what up, bro? Salute to you.
Peters was way worse. But he was getting there because his attitude and shit like that is getting like that.
Well, bad. not coming up off the edge trying to make stops. You know what I mean? Not tackling, just putting his arm on a guy as he's going down the field, like not really trying to make any tackles. There was also reports saying that he was showing up late all the time, not really being involved in the team activities and whatnot. You know what I mean? And I can't really blame guys that are coming in or just basically doing it for the money. And you could kind of tell that he kind of wanted to be more shiny than anything. You know what I'm saying? So instead of actually showing out on the field, but I mean he had some good plays, but a lot of times he was getting burnt. So it's it's almost a liability in a sense.
I think that's why you see the two there's probably more guys, but the two guys that stuck out that were like AP's guys are no longer here for sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like at Spillane and now him. Those were like two main guys that were AP's guys. It's just a new regime, man. You know, getting their type of guy that they probably want in here too, which I understand a little bit more now about the Spillane move, but it's still, you know, Spillane was still a good player. I mean, I'm still not going to get off of that ever, but I mean, I understand it a little bit more, but especially with the signing of Devin White, you know what I mean? They brought in a guy maybe more, you know, kind of like what they want to run, a guy that they want to mold into, you know, their type of player. But we'll see, man. This is just interesting. Like, it's probably more than those two, you know what I mean? Because who knows? Was Morig an AP guy? Was fucking Diablo an AP guy? Because, you know, Diablo, even though, you know, Diablo was still a starter in AP's offense, you know what I mean? Even when he was hurt, came right back into the starting role. So he must have been big on Diablo too. If you know, it's just but yeah, man, it's just a new regime trying to build in their own, you know, image.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Raider fan. Shout out that Raider fan. He said he gave up 10 touchdowns last season. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
I heard it was 12.
Show coming out. Yeah, okay, that's what's up. After he picked off Mahomes, he lost the swag. Yeah, well, yeah, that's crazy. This is why I'm more like
he's not, and he's not your big corners that Pete Carroll's known for, and plus he had an attitude problem. Pete ain't gonna mess with that. It looks like he ain't gonna mess with that shit, you know, anytime soon. So you have a shorter guy that takes risk. Pete don't like doing that, so he's not going to be playing. And then he knows he's probably going to bitch about it if he don't play, and then he just don't want to deal with it. Probably.
Yeah.
And we're losing a grip of money, cutting them. So. We're a cheap ass team, so that's what it's a benefit.
I think and you see like. I think they signed Stokes, and then I think their plan is to make, you know, I think Jacorian into maybe probably the one corner right now. That's what it's looking like as of right now. You know what I mean? Because if you see it right now, and I'm not too not confident in Jacorian because he did get a lot better last year. I mean, especially while he was on the field, he looked a lot better than he was, especially in the first year. But now we're gonna have to depend on guys like, you know, Sam Webb. We re-signed Sam Webb, Darnay Holmes. You know what I mean? You know, guys like, you know, Devonshire. You know, DCAM. You know, those are the type of guys that are going to be now the depth. You know what I mean at corner. So it's looking like if we don't get any help from here to the draft, that might be a decision to make between if Will Johnson's there at 6'2", man.
Yeah. So,
you know, because that discussion comes back up.
So I don't know if anybody, I know you guys pretty much heard about Sante Samuel Sr. He was talking all that shit about he was as good as Dion. Had, you know, fucking he had stat wise, you know what I mean? But like I think I seen Cam Newton was talking. I mean, he was talking like he have like the most impact.
But Asante Samuel was a fucking dog, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say shit about. I mean, I know he wasn't as good as Dion.
Right.
I know he wasn't as good as Dion, but Asante Samuel was a fucking dog, man.
But with all that being said, like, you know what I mean? That's kind of like where we tend to forget about Asante Samuel Jr., bro. Like, he's pretty good too, and he's still out here. You know what I mean? So they might have to make room for him, stuff like that, or somebody like that, because even Stephon
he gets paid more than that we're paying guys.
Right, I understand that, but I'm just saying though, it's like if you do that and get rid of Jones,
huh? Agent, right? He's still a free agent right now, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
I don't know if he was injured or not or anything like that, but I don't know if he was injured or he just gets paid a lot.
Can somebody in the chat, or I don't know if blog you can check it right now. What pick was he? Was he picked in the first round?
Asante Samuel Jr.?
Yeah, what round was he picked in?
I'll tell you right now.
I think it was a first round pick.
Because if he was a high pick, just put a high pick, like a higher round pick, first, second day pick. I mean, to be this far into free agency, and he hasn't had I wouldn't say on the field, he looks like he's talented, right? So it's like there has to be off the field type of, I think worries with him. Has to be. Because I don't see his play as being the reason why he's out of there. He struggled maybe in last year or whatever like that and had an injury, but to hold him, I don't know, man. I think he's talent-wise, he's better than a lot of these corners that went before him, that I have been signed. You know what I mean? So it's
second round pick. He's a second round pick.
That's what I mean. That's still a high pick. You know what I mean? So it's I mean, I understand our lives too, the injuries too, but I mean, we just signed a guy with, a couple guys with
second round pick. He was 47th with the Chargers.
We just signed a couple guys. All I'm saying is that it's just kind of, there might be that I'm not gonna sit here and say I know, but it just looks like there might be some maybe off the field type shit with him, or attitude type shit with him, because I know I've heard some of that shit with him when he was with the Chargers. That he was like a locker room, type of, So I don't know if that could be a reason or what it is, but we'll see.
I'm trying to see how big he is.
He's not that. I don't think he's that big.
So he was talking about Deion about he's better than him or
Asante Samuel Sr. was.
Senior. He has basically what? What happened?
Senior was talking on Deion because Junior can't talk on Deion.
Yeah, it was Senior.
Yeah, and he was saying he was better than Deion, or stat wise better, or he's just an overall better.
Well, stat wise he is better, but then you got to put into account nobody really threw Deion's way either. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why Asante Samuel does have better stats, because they challenged him more. But then you can't go back to his point where they challenged me, but I got it done still. You know what I mean? Even when they did challenge me. And he did, but I still think he
was injured last year. So he was injured last year. So that's injuries. So in 2000, oh my bad, I'm sorry. So let me see his stats real quick. First season he played 12 games. Second and third season he played the whole fucking season. He didn't have a lot of tackles, not a lot of touchdowns given up. But he only played 4 games last year. So that's why a lot of people might be saying certain things and stuff like that. He probably had a major injury and stuff like that. But if the way we're looking at everything right now and the way everyone's being picked up, that everybody has basically came to an agreement, or actually, if you look at everything, they're coming at it as cheap labor. You know what I mean? Like with Jeremy Chin. You getting the guys that need to fucking earn these paychecks moving up forward. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you get somebody like that, he's coming off of his 4th year, and his last year he was injured, so it's almost a redemption year kind of a sense. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at a lot of the guys that signed, it's like that.
It was a shoulder injury.
So yeah. So okay. So that's what I'm trying to look up.
From he injured it in week 4, and he had stinger symptoms. But I guess he's back. So no leg injuries.
Yeah, so that's good. So that means he still got the speed. So, but yeah, you obviously, it was a shoulder, like a rotator cuff.
Yeah, it was a shoulder, nothing like that. I guess he says he's had the problems since he's a kid. but like it's a stinger issue. Like you'll get like sometimes his shoulder will go numb when like he makes a like big hit or something like that. He has problem with stingers. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's like,
what up, Rafa? How you doing, my boy?
So Rafa, fucking gravy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're getting rid of somebody like that, but see, there's also I'm talking about filling the spot for Jack Jones, because we need to put somebody there, bro, no matter what. We need experience, but the only other person that will come close to it is Shaquille Griffin, and he has ties to.
Does Devonshire make that jump like the Corian made last year? No,
there's a possibility.
Some like Jacorian in Richardson, bro. Like DCam, physical, fast, and dude, if he gets a little bit more like
playing time,
coach for him, and he could actually get that technique with his footwork a little bit better. He could be a nasty corner, bro. That dude, I see like Jacorian in him, like they have like that similar type game. Can he make that jump like Jacorian did? You know what I mean? Is he doing the work that Jacorian did last offseason? You know what I mean? Hopefully that's because he does have that guy in the building.
Omar, man. Omar, I'm seeing in the grid.
If he does have that guy in the locker room, so he has somebody directly to point at to you, hey, you know what I mean? What did you do last offseason to make that jump, and shit like that. So hopefully DCam can be that guy, because I did see some. Yeah. I don't know. I know he got burnt, but that's like in the rookie things. I just think you want to see how they get back at it in the next round. I expect them sometimes to get burnt, especially when all the injuries last year, and DCam was sometimes going up against fucking dudes that have been in the league for a long time and they're number one receivers. You know what I mean? So it's like, I knew he was gonna lose some reps, but it's how he was always in there. He wouldn't put his head down, and I like what I seen out of DCam for a later round pick, and now under Pete, maybe Pete can Pete's been known to kind of get that secondary working. You know what I mean? So let's see what we got there, man. Another physical corner. Jacorian physical corner. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then you got Stokes, a bigger corner. So you got guys who I think that they're trying to mold after, you know what I mean? Kind of like the Legion but bigger corners, physical.
So you think that Stokes is going to actually take over that number, I guess, number 2 spot or number 1 spot? I mean, because
that's the belief. That's the belief.
He should. If you expect JB to be, unless he is, but he was playing very well before he got hurt. So he was doing it. And then DCam got forced in there, got beat up a lot. But what Gabe said was that he recovered from that. He didn't think about that, and he actually stepped up and did a good job as a rookie being thrown in there. He wasn't ready to play. And he went in there and did some shit. So I expect him to have a great season this year. Yeah, Devonshire played more, was more physical, but he's not. I don't see Devonshire in the frame of DCam and Stokes, because there's a reason why they were picked. Now I know Lonnie Johnson, Stokes, those guys are bigger corners, but I think Lonnie Johnson was more special teams than corner. But Stokes is a bigger dude, and so is DCam than they are, Webb and JB. Really, the JB's physical. He plays like a big corner. That's the guys he wants. So Jack Jones is not physical. He's extensive, and he can get your safety in a lot of trouble with way he plays. And I think Pete seen that, and he said, "Nah, I don't need that shit. I want my safety to roam and hit people and cover the field, cover the middle of the field." Because some of the reason why I bitch so much about the middle being open is because Jack Jones would do his instinctive shit and put Morrig in a bind to where he needs to cover. Back up Jack Jones.
So Kukev, do you think Oh, that's cool, Kev. This DCam and Devonshire are both backups. I think so too. But like as far as backups in the depth, would you have them in front of, say, Webb and Darnay Holmes? Because those are guys, those are backups too. That's our other depth. You know what I mean? That's our other depth. Because re-signs Darnay Holmes and we re-signed Sam Webb. So, like, those are our other corners, you know what I mean, that are back there, too. As of right now, because I do expect them to address that at some point in the draft.
Yeah. So, if people are saying that, you know, I didn't realize that Richard Sherman was a fifth round pick. I didn't realize that. I thought he was a higher pick. I thought he was like second round, maybe even first. But when I forgot who I was listening to, but somebody was saying that. And then if you look at DCam and then him, all the stuff that he actually did do, and you guys saying he's the same type of build and all that stuff. So he had to earn a spot. So
kind of fourth, I think, Doug, in the combine last year.
He was the most athletic corner out. Who DCam gave? You talking about DCam? He was the most athletic corner in the draft when he got picked. That's what people were saying all about it, raving and how much of an athlete this guy was. But he just wasn't ready to go in there like that, thrown in there like that. He probably would have took some time, but they just threw him in. Because they were injured in the secondary all year last year.
Yeah, so my thing is that, like, yeah.
I won't argue that. No, I mean, I respect that. I respect that answer. I mean, the experience can play a factor in front of DCam and I don't think in front of DCam. I think in front of Devonshire for sure. But I don't know, man. I think DCam that's why they used him so much later on in the season. While it is a different and even though it's a different regime, though, that's still the same base defense. As a base defense, it's still the same. Yeah, we've been talking about how Pete's gonna add his flavor to it or whatever it is, but it's still the base defense of Patrick Graham. So I think Patrick Graham has seen DCam in that defense already too. So it'll be interesting to see though. It's all about has DCam been putting in that work that like we've seen, JB, you know what I mean, Ja'Cory Bennett last year kind of do that, but obviously he got shut down towards the end of the season again too. But he was having a solid. I think he made a big improvement. Can DCam make that same improvement?
Jack Jones ain't got AP to go to anymore. He's a bounce. Like, I ain't AP. I ain't gonna kiss your ass. See ya. No favorites from this coach, bro. He got no love favorites from this coach.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 195, and he played total games played was he played 12 games. Yeah, and he had 27 total tackles and 19 assists. No tackles for loss.
He gets in there for a hit. More than homeboy, more than Jack Jones.
Any PBUs? Does it have any like PBUs or any like that, or like?
From what I'm looking at right now, it just shows everything's pretty much zero on PD. What's PD? Pass defended 3. STF. What is STF? Stuffs 1. Stuffs for yards 1. So yeah, I'm just looking on ESPN.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, it's just seeing kind of like flashes off of him. Like you've seen at times where.
Does it say a percentage on there, Lo? Does it say a percentage of completions on there?
No, it does not. I'm looking at
like 70%, 60%. That means the win rate that the receivers get when he covers them. That's what I look at. That's a stat I look at. Did they catch a ball when he's covering them?
It's interesting though. Are we gonna make any moves? Because there's also been reports that they expect to sign Lockett too before the draft. I mean, it's crazy too. How Gino got that deal right after fucking people started talking about how weird it looked. You know what I mean? People finally started making noise about that shit because for fucking 2.5 weeks, nobody was saying shit. And finally started, getting some noise from them. So and yeah, they made that extension real quick. But I understand how some people will say that, you know, signing Gino for those 2 years, that extension or whatever like that, is like, some people really feel that really like takes us out of the race for a quarterback at 6, which I really don't, dog. Like, if that still tells me that you can get out in 1 year after, like, obviously 2 years, because he would have to play this year and then one of the 2 years of an extension. But I don't know, man. I don't see why we can't still pick a quarterback, because it's like 2-year deal, like 2-year extension. Like, yeah, if they gave him a 4-year extension, then I'd be like, hell yeah, they're definitely not going. You know what I mean? But I still see a possibility of a quarterback right there, bro. I mean, probability of it, I think it's a lot lower now. But the 2-year deal tells me that they're still at least going to do their due diligence of trying to get, you know, if they can get that guy if they do feel like that, you know, they will take him, bro. Especially if they're in the second round, and who knows, what if, you know, Jackson Dart's their guy and Jackson Dart falls to them at 37. So it's like, I just think that it's all going to depend. I don't think it scares them away from picking one if they have to still. Like, because if you were signing for 4 years, that would tell me more like, okay, they're gonna hold off on drafting a quarterback at least for a year or two.
Nah, you still got to get a quarterback no matter what.
I'm saying, oh yeah, that's what I'm just saying, that like if they would have paid him for like an extension, even 3 or 4 years, you know what I mean? Right. Just a 2-year deal, it doesn't change my mind still. Like, it wasn't that like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. You know, Gino's here for, you know, to stay for sure. Like, nah, like, he could fuck up this year, and then, you know, they could try to find a getaway out of it, you know, somehow, you know. But it's like, the 2-year deal puts them in some type of predicament, and they'll have to eat some type of money. But I think they saved themselves from being in one of those situations where, like you know, the people are starting to talk around Dallas. You know what I mean? They traded for Joe Milton, you know, fucking Lowe's guy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like the thing is that, like, you imagine the situation Dallas would be in if they had to, like, you know, go that route, having to pay all that money that they owe, you know, fucking Dak, a $231 million guaranteed, and like upwards of, like, I don't know how much, $70 million a year, and he's on there till 2028. He's on the books till 2028. So it's like, it's just I think it's a different deal, and I think the Raiders kind of still gave themselves a possibility of choosing a quarterback. I still don't see that out of the equation.
No. My thing is, with Gino being in there, and then especially the way if Tom Brady's going to be running this organization the way everyone's saying he's supposed to, you're going to really look at it. You need to go get a Jackson Dart, Howard, or Milroe, right? I will go Milroe, just because the simple fact is, a lot of the reports on that kid right there, what it is he has all the same attributes as Lamar Jackson, and also who's the other guy? Somebody else that was played the same exact way. Had accuracy issues, because I was listening to Joe Klatt. Joe Klatt was basically stating that, like, when he would watch him play and stuff like that, what would end up happening was he'd get too anxious, making like dime throws on like some tight coverages, but then he would want to run first. And that was the biggest thing with, like, nobody really articulated like that back in the day, that Lamar would want to run first, because that was the best way. That's the only way he became, you know, Lamar Jackson. But see, you see that in Lamar Jackson, he goes back to his old ways when he goes in the playoff games, when he starts getting too, how would you say, getting too intense. I mean, because the playoffs are intense or whatever, not, it's a totally different game. So Milroe, if he's sitting behind a guy like Gino that's been in the league for a long ass time, that understands, like, hey, you got to slow it down, use your arm, trust your fucking, trust your mechanics and shit like that, instead of going side to side, instead of going forward, unless it was the last thing he has to do. But see, that's bad coaching. You know what I mean? You got what's the name over there with Harbaugh, and look at how better he's gotten. But yet at the same time, it still kind of seeps through during the playoffs and whatever. When I gets a little excited, but if you can turn around and guide him, and then put him as a maybe possible good backup, they don't have similar playing styles, but the playbook wouldn't have to change up as much, because going from Geno to fucking Aiden O'Connell there's a big difference in quarterback style. So you kind of got to have something very similar, you know what I mean, moving forward. And that there's nothing wrong with like Pete Carroll like coaching this guy up. If we can get him in the 3rd round or some shit like that, which I highly doubt, but if we can do that, that'll be great on us for future. Not saying that he's going to be the future, but it's going to be better for him and his development. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it, bro.
Man, I still think that it's crazy, man, because
Milroe went to Alabama, man. He wasn't coached bad. He went to Alabama and he still had problems.
No. But listen, I'm not saying that he wasn't coached bad, but he has bad tendencies. If he wasn't coached bad, then he would have better numbers.
Then what I do, Lo, when I look at Milroe, I said, okay, you went to Alabama and had the best coaches teaching you, and you still have problems, bro. So he doesn't get it. You know what I mean? He has a great arm, bro. And he's athletic as fuck. I understand that. He played for Alabama, but you have these problems after with that elite coaching, bro. That's different, bro. That's different than like different other schools. They get the best over there, bro.
I would agree more if like all these Alabama quarterbacks came in here with like great arm talent or shit like that. Like, what's the one problem with Jalen Hurts? Like sometimes they'll cap on him because he is, obviously he's a great runner and all of that shit, but he struggles sometimes with the thing. Tua, Tua can't stay healthy. Shit like that. But it's just, I wouldn't say like if it was like, I don't know. I think it was just a school that maybe was developing guys like that. Like say like how when Kingsbury wherever he was at, or where like Lincoln Riley was getting quarterbacks, drafted into the. I would say like, okay, why did this guy come in more ready if he was working with them? But like, I just don't see Alabama with that. Now if he was struggling as a running back, if he was struggling as a running back coming from Alabama, then we don't need him, because Alabama running backs are usually on point.
Yeah. Hey, bro, we got the Raiders Against the World in here, bro. And NorCal, what's up? What's up, boy?
Yeah.
My dude right there.
Hello, Mike from Raiders Against the World. Matter of fact, we've been talking about it, guys. If you guys don't know, May 17th, there's going to be the Raider Nation kickoff, summer kickoff. It's going to be in Bakersfield. We're actually going to be out there. We're working at all the details and stuff like that. We're going to be setting up and stuff. So if you guys, I think probably by next Sunday, we'll have a little bit more information to promote a little bit more. But also in May 17th here in Fresno, California at the Woodward. If you guys can't go out to Bakersfield and Woodward Park here in California, they're going to be also having, I forgot what it's called. I have it right here, but we'll be giving you guys more information about that, man. But so Red Nation Against the World, they're going to be out there. There's going to be a lot of different people in Bakersfield and stuff like that, and also here in the Central Valley. So
Mike's having one out there on the beach. I see him out there on the beach doing okay.
Yeah, he's having that one July. I think July 26th. He just told me about that one, so we're gonna have to
go to that one. Go hit that one. I'll be on the beach now.
Yeah, but we'll talk a little bit more about that. Once I get all the information by next Sunday, we'll go and start pumping it out and stuff like that, man.
I'm still hoping that, because I heard this, like, I think there was the interview with Dion, I think on his pro day or something like that, with the pro days for Colorado the other day.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him about the Saints, and he was like, he loves the town, he loves the people, loves the food. He would love for his son to play there. So it's like, that goes back to our narrative last week. And will they trade up with us?
Let them pick that motherfucker. I don't let them
trade up with them. Yeah, will they trade up with us at 6? And if Shador's there, you know what I mean, and grab him, and then we still, at 9, for sure, let's go. If he's still there, let's go take Genty.
Bro, you know what I'm hearing, guys? If you just seen this, if you said, hey, Gravy would get pissed off at this. You guys would say that, because I did. It worked. There's a lot of people saying, there's a lot of people saying that, we get a quarter, for 2026 and 27. They already just gave up, bro. You're giving up. Fuck all that, bro. You know what I mean? Just right now, the Night Owl said, well, we can get pieces in there and then 26, 27 make the playoffs. I'm making playoffs right now with Gino, bro. I want to make the playoffs right now with Gino.
I don't know why I have a weird feeling, though, that this team hasn't made the splash that they're going to end up making. They're going to make some type of splash this offseason. Either in trade or trade up to go get somebody at the draft or trade back, get multiple picks and get more guys, or go trade for a guy, because there's speculation of Tyreek Hill, go get Tyreek Hill, or go get something like that, where I think there's still going to be some type of splash for this team, where that's what because we've been governing the money, kind of wasting back to where we can make a move like that. That's what I've kind of been thinking about. We've kind of been doing this to make some type of move like that. That's going to make this team a lot better. With that typical move. I think it's going to come maybe after the draft, where you get a trade because you have more of a more complete team, and maybe obviously we could be realistic. Where we're not even after the draft, we might be a piece or two away, but we'll make a splash to where it gets us even that much closer. I still really think that's going to happen, bro.
My opinion, man.
All I said, does Gravy have a bias for Alabama's head coach, Kalen DeBoer, ex-Fresno State head coach?
Not a bias. I don't have a bias. I really think I have a big bias.
What's your upset? I really think it could be Tyreek Hill. I don't know why.
So you misunderstood me, bro. I said that we need a quarterback now or it will be difficult to get a branch quarterback out of the draft 26. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
But we can get a quarterback this year. I understand down the line, yes, this year, but he not at 6. Not at 6. Those quarterbacks, they're pumping up Cam for the number 1 pick, whatever. But Shedeur Sanders is not going to make an impact on this team if he comes here. And why are you going to pick a guy 6 when you make him wait till 2026, 27? Why is he going to sit for a year when he's pro ready? People are saying this dude's pro ready. You looked at his pro day, say, oh, he was tight. He just chucked the ball up in the air a little bit. He wasn't dieting people or running stupid pro routes. They were making him look good. They were making that dude look. You see the little. He wasn't even going in motion. He wasn't hitting a point. He wasn't even throwing. He was just going like that. That's it. He wasn't sitting there hitting it like that. He was acting like it. His footwork wasn't right. He was going off his back foot all the time. Now, Sanders. He wasn't dying. He wasn't dying. He did it, but he wasn't consistently doing it. He wasn't in it. You got to be in it, bro. You just like you were in the draft. You didn't convince me that you didn't convince me that you could be the Raiders quarterback by just hanging around and not, it wasn't. It was like exactly what I would expect from Deion Show. Exactly. He went over there to an NFL scout, dude. An NFL scout was talking to the players and saying, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. But Deion went in there and said, nah, just be you. Do what you do like that. And they probably fucked everything up.
Wherever you are.
I kind of agree with what Sanders said. When you look at these guys, I get the 40-yard dash. Cool. Y'all want to do the 40-yard dash? Cool. You want to see how high somebody jumps? Cool. I get it. You want the drills? Don't mean shit, because the drills to me don't. Yes. Oh, we see the mechanics and dude. I don't give a fuck if this motherfucker throws with 2 hands. Can you get the fucking ball in the player's hands and fucking dot him up? That's the thing. It's like when we're turning around and watching these pro days and shit like that. It's like more to me. It's like more of a money grab. It's like a overshown like fucking car. Like, hey, it's just a fucking Nissan. You see what I'm saying? Like on some
ain't
real
nobody
shit.
Getting paid at the pro days, low. Ain't nobody getting paid at the pro days.
Oh my bullshit! They're not.
Who is? Who's paying?
You telling me that their sponsors and all that shit? They're not getting paid for that.
The college is the Colorado is
exactly. Somebody's always getting paid. If it's on fucking camera, somebody's getting paid. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to get at is the Allen Iverson shit. We're talking about practice. Bro. Like that's the shit that I'm talking about. You have more than enough like film. Like say for example, if Genty was only doing this shit for 1 year, he had a decent year the year before. This last year he broke out, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that he's gonna have a fucking long career. You know what I mean? Look at Tom Brady in a sense. That's the only guy I can think of off of film. Look at this guy. He was a fucking backup. Then he played fucking a couple years and then really didn't do nothing. He was the last guy picked. Look at what he turned into. It doesn't necessarily matter about the practices and all that shit. If you want to do measurables, I get it. I understand it. I understand it. On the field is different than fucking doing these little fucking drills, bro.
Oh yeah. No, it ain't, low.
How is it not?
The dude, if he don't practice, if he lollygag, even his own dad is saying that in videos. They don't want to see how you practice. That attitude of Allen Iverson, that Allen Iverson attitude is just fucking practice. Why isn't Allen Iverson not the best ever or anything like that?
What do you mean?
Why isn't he say that? Because he's the one that said that. Not to me. He ain't the best ever. He was bad. I ain't knocking him down, but people ain't saying Allen Iverson was the best ever. He's not in that category at all. So if he had a different attitude,
so you're telling me. So wait a minute. So what would have made you fucking say like, God damn, this guy's the fucking shit? If he was sitting there doing the same shit, throwing the ball.
Who? Shedeur Sanders?
No fucking sense.
Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that Shedeur. I know Shedeur Sanders practices. You're saying that players don't need to practice to be. All you gotta do is just ball out. That's not the case, bro. You gotta practice, bro. You gotta learn. People up there know more than you about football. He has to learn that shit. So if he doesn't practice, he's just gonna be he's gonna be like a Milroe. Everybody thinks highly of Milroe. He needs time. He needs time to do this. Everybody's saying he's going to make an impact right off the bat. We need Sanders. And I'm not the guy saying because of his last name, he's getting picked so high. He's a good quarterback, but he's not for us at 6. To me, he needs a lot more practice to be that. To me,
no, I don't think so. I disagree with that one.
I wasn't impressed with him just throwing balls like that to his stepbrother or whatever the fuck he is.
I've been impressed with him for his game. I've been impressed with them during the season. I mean, I'm not gonna.
You've been saying that, Gabe. You've been saying that. You can't go off it.
I wasn't even gonna go off of pro day anyway. Like pro day, combine. I never go off of that shit anyway. Unless they.
Neither was I, bro. Neither was I. But I didn't like the way he looked there.
Why? Then again, too, he's been trying to maneuver himself to get picked wherever he wants anyway. That could be all part of his plan.
Yeah.
Turn teams off. They turn teams off to him. You know what I mean? So it's like he could probably be doing himself just what he wants to be doing.
But see, this is the thing though. Like, regardless of whatever, we're talking about a guy that has possible potential. We got a guy that's been in the league, the veteran that we've been needing for a long time. That got the good extension, but what's going to average $37 million a year. He's going to be with the coach that he actually won with, and actually has winning seasons. So. Moving forward, man, I don't care about. I'm not worried about 26, bro. I'm worried about 25
right now. I'm worried about right now.
I'm worried about right now. So the only thing that's going to be better and actually make us fucking better is a running game. Nobody wanted any of these running backs in the fucking running in the free agency. Nobody wanted these running backs. We're saying Najee Harris or this guy. Nobody was really fucking down. The only person that actually makes sense for us to move forward in Pete Carroll's fucking offense, and the only way that this shit is gonna fucking run and make Geno Smith fucking better is fucking play action. How do you do that? With a great fucking running game. Bottom line, we need Genty. It doesn't matter. Now, it sucks if somebody gives us an offer and we move back. You know what I'm saying? We move back down in the first round and get 2 number 1 draft picks, maybe in the fucking 13th or 23rd or whatever. Not if we do something like that, fuck yeah, bro. Then we get the best player available, because the more players that you get in the top 100, that's only going to make your team fucking better. So it only makes fucking sense to go fucking running game. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, we need offensive linemen. No.
Look at that.
Running game. We need a fucking running. That's it.
Exactly what he's gonna be right there.
Oh, just Sanders right next now. Bridgewater. You know what? Teddy Bridgewater actually was a good fucking college quarterback coming out of college, bro.
He was. Some quarterbacks. The problem is with Bridgewater, he was like a lot of quarterbacks. He was chosen into the wrong situation. That's what the problem is with a lot of these quarterbacks in the first place. They get drafted into the wrong situation. You know, they just get picked because they are supposed to be high picks, and most of those high picks are going to get picked on bad teams.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate too. You know, that's unfortunate. That good quarterbacks can go to bad organizations, and then you're fucked. You know what I mean? And
over.
It's hard to get a second chance unless somebody sees that little potential in you later on. You know, you got to go 4 years with the team, and you got to hope one guy that plays for a better team that noticed you during the draft or a scout said, "Hey, get this dude." You know,
because you get so you have 2 years, or like that team is so bad that you get there your 2 first years. You know, you don't do that good either. Then you get lost, you just get thrown to the wayside now. Basically, then you start going from team to team, and trying to find a job because teams have already moved on because. There's really no time to wait. There's really no time to wait unless that's a team's plan to wait on you for a year and then get you in. Then that's the only way I see guys actually not getting like thrown to the wayside by that. You know what I mean? Because if they're a high draft pick and they can't hack it the first 2 years, they still have losing records where they're still in the top 5, top 6 fucking picks. You know what I mean? It's like then that's when those quarterbacks. More often than not, just get thrown to the fucking side, bro.
Yeah.
We don't want to be in that situation. I'm tired of being in that situation, bro. We got a quarterback that's a good quarterback, and he's there for 3 years, dude. Take advantage of that. Just don't start picking his replacement, dude. Get somebody good in there to back him up, and then when you're really thinking about it, and you got a good pick, I'm just not happy with the way these guys are in this draft, bro. They don't.
See, and that's the thing what everyone's saying. Like, this is not a great quarterback draft, right?
Yeah, everybody's saying it.
Everybody's saying it. Look at last year. Bo Nix, fucking Jaden Daniels. Who else came up?
That's what hurts the top 2 quarterbacks, though. I think that's what hurts the top 2 quarterbacks, and that's what the stigma gets on them because I think these like they're legitimate top 2 quarterbacks, but since there's only 2 in this year's draft, people are saying that like. This draft is it sucks for quarterbacks, possibly 3, with Dart, whatever like that. But it's just like now this draft gets the stigma of it's a bad draft for quarterbacks, and it technically is. But if you get your hands on one of those three I think those 3 guys have the potential to be just as good as the top 3 quarterbacks that have been picked in the previous 3 drafts too. I mean, they have that potential. Cam Ward I definitely think he has CJ Stroud potential. I think I think he has better potential than CJ Stroud because he's a better runner. And CJ Stroud, I can remember clearly during the draft, he had a bunch of question marks against him too. So it's like, he turned out to be the guy that he was after that first year, but that's exactly what tells me that Cam Ward could be that guy next year too. Shador could be that guy next year too because people were talking shit about Bo Nix. Look at how Bo Nix performed. I don't think Bo Nix is a better quarterback than Shador Sanders.
Yeah. See, I like what Foster's saying right here. Said it's not like we have a full workhorse. It's not like he was a full workhorse back every single year in college. He has gotten better, but Gentry will be okay. Plus, we have Mostert, and we also can draft another running back in the 3rd or 4th or 5th. You know what I mean? That's actually, I wouldn't be mad at that because regardless of whatever, that running game's it's going to change the offensive side of the ball. You know what I mean? It is. And
it's not as good as Shador Sanders.
Say that one more time.
JJ McCarthy's not as good as Shador Sanders to me.
No. But see, that's the thing though. So like, I'm thinking if we end up with a Howard that knows the system, and see, the thing is though, the big drop off between Howard and fucking Geno Smith is just Howard knows how to run the system. That's what I'm thinking logically. Fucking, Howard can actually run this system. He just has to get the ball out kind of quick, whatever went out.
You know, wait. Let me just answer this. What am I smoking? Do you realize that the Vikings are still trying to get Aaron Rodgers because they lost Sam Darnold, so they're having that guy sitting there to take the reins who they picked last year. They're still looking at another quarterback, but I'm smoking something. What are you smoking, buddy? That's Scott.
Dude, the ball ain't got nothing to say. He was saying you pick Will Howard in the fucking 6th pick. Get out of here, dude. What have you been smoking, Paul? I'm talking to my boy like that. You were saying Will Howard at 6, and then when he came back, after the combine, I ain't heard you say his name ever since, bro. Come on now, don't be like that. Don't be hypocritical like that, bro. You remember that? You remember that game? Remember that game? You were saying Will Howard in the 6. We were getting all pissed off. I was getting pissed when he was saying that. I was taking it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Bo Nix. No. I will tell you about. Okay, Bo Nix. I know you were high on Bo Nix last year, so I won't argue with you on that because you did say Bo Nix was going to be good. I'm talking about people that were saying that Bo Nix wasn't going to be good, but Shedeur to me is better than Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix would have came out of college a long time ago. He wouldn't have to play 6 years in college if he was that good. And he turned out to be, good for that thing. But coaching matters, and that's why I say guys could come into the league, go into the wrong situation, and then their whole fucking career is derailed. He got put into a situation where his head coach is considered a quarterback guru. You know what I mean? Sean Payton. You know what I mean? And that's where coaching, like people have been saying in this offseason, which I'm starting to look a little bit more forward to it because I do believe in Pete. Coaching matters. You know what I mean? So that's why I think if you get put into this situation, I think it's going to be a different. I know people have their reservations probably because we've been bad in recent past or whatever it is like that. But I think coaching matters, and I think that's where will be the difference this year in getting guys more ready, quicker. You know what I mean? And having guys reach their potential faster and shit like that. So I don't know, man.
Paul, we ain't gonna fucking be bitching about the chat with you and your Bo Nix fucking thing. All right, you said Bo Nix was gonna get picked in the 1st round. Okay, I said it. You're done now. You're done because I don't want to hear this fucking dude's name all through my chat, right? All right. See, we know you picked Bo Nix.
Shout out SoCal South, man, and everyone's been saying this is like the 3rd time I've seen this shit. The Giants are picking Shedeur, bro. He's going to New York. He's gonna go to New York, bro. Like DeVito's gonna be out.
Take over.
Yeah, and he's gonna take over, bro. So it's like, regardless of whatever, the arguments that we're having is fucking crazy.
I don't know, bro, because they picked up 2 quarterbacks this offseason.
And he ain't better than both of them.
Quarterbacks.
Yeah, if they pick him, he ain't better than none of them guys yet.
That's what I'm saying. If they pick him, that's just telling me that they do feel like he's way better than those 2 guys, and that's saying a lot.
If they pick him, they're gonna get rid of one.
But that's why I'm saying they're not going to pick him because they just signed Russell Wilson and fucking
Russell Wilson for 1 year and fucking Jameis Winston for 2.
So I don't see. I see them playing that out a little
bit. Damage. Jameis causes more damage than Wilson, bro. He does. He messes up a lot, but Jameis can get shit done, bro.
Yeah, he does.
Jameis can get shit done.
62 touchdowns.
I thought we should have looked.
52 interceptions,
30 touchdowns, and 30 picks, bro. The only guy to ever do that. That's how I remember Jameis. But you know what? With the situation that we have, I wouldn't mind getting Jameis Winston behind Geno Smith.
The only reason I say is because I don't think I've ever seen a team get 3 quarterbacks in all season. Have you? I don't know, man.
The Giants are stupid enough to do that, bro. And you know what's going to happen, bro, is that Shedeur Sanders, if they pick him at 3, is going to make more money than all 2 of them together.
But see, think about it like this, man. Just look, New York Giants have been doing a lot of dumb shit for a long time. So everybody that's, you know what I mean, we're at 6. We've been pretty fucking dumb too, but like, look at Andrew Luck. They could have the number 1 pick and got Cam Moore, and they wouldn't even be talking about none of this shit. But regardless, whatever, they do got a Super Bowl champion over there. So regardless of
Raiders,
whatever,
look at Raiders get the world. You just like me, bro. That's why I'm talking about shit. I ain't gonna stop talking shit until we win.
And right now, okay, listen. If that's the case,
on that Bill Carter, bro. And Bill Carter's too good of a fucking player.
If that's the case, then Shador's not gonna. Shador, we're not getting Shador, bro. Pete Carroll is not gonna did not win Super Bowls by strictly just Russ. He needed a running game.
With a rookie, bro. He went with a rookie with Wilson, but Wilson was more polished and ready. He got picked in fourth round, but the situation with the team and stuff, they had that defense. It was better than our situation, and we will get a Shador. But he's not going to make an impact his first year, and he ain't going to beat out Geno. I know we just chill, bang with Geno, man. Quit fucking around and just accept the quarterback that we have, and quit saying this. We have more options than letting this dude sit there and wait. It's like picking Wilson all over again. He's going to sit and wait. What is he going to do? It's like that. That'll be like, I'll feel just like when we got Wilson. I wasn't happy we picked Tyree Wilson.
I'll be happy if we pick Shador still. I'll still be damn happy because I think we're talking about instant gratification and what is the gratification? What is going to be the gratification? Because I think there's nowhere where I think that there's maybe a very small percentage of like realistically getting to the Super Bowl. So that's the end goal. Like, so if we don't get there and we miss out on picking a quarterback and then Geno's here for only 2 more years after that, like, and he's just getting older, then we're going to miss out on that's like instant gratification instead of sustained success because Shador could be that guy for the next years.
I got a question for you guys.
I don't know, man. I just feel like it's just, can he get us to the playoffs? I think that's the ceiling for like a Geno this year with what we are. And that would be cool. That would be a great step forward. But he is going to be getting older. That's why I'm saying we still need a quarterback of the future. He's getting older every year after this year. So it's like they don't get any younger.
I got a question for you guys.
And if and one more thing. And if we do make it to the playoffs, we're not going to be picking in the top 10 next year. So we're going to be further away from getting our next quarterback.
We're going to have a bunch of money. We can get one of these free agent quarterbacks up to Geno.
I don't know, man. I think it might be your best bet.
My thing is like this. Check this shit out.
You got AOC.
Okay, Patriots. Do the Patriots have a running game?
Who they get?
Do the Patriots have a running game?
I don't know, bro. They suck more than us, so I didn't watch them. Pay attention to them. I know they did some good moves. Did they get a running back in free agency? I don't know. Did they have a running game last year? No. They got a pretty good running back over
there. Let's keep it a buck because they got a quarterback.
Were they better than us? Were they better than us?
They got a good defense. All right, they got good defense.
Were they better than us though? We were 32nd, so they had to be.
Bro, we got to see something.
What's that running back's name that's over there? The Mick something, I think.
It's just, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of possibilities with
Antonio Gibson. Gibson's on the last, a little bit older. But listen, this is what I'm trying to say. Pats are 100% better than last season, no question about that. Yeah, but what I was asking is if they have any running game. Stevenson, I'm looking at Ramondre Stevenson. So this is going to be his 5th year. This is going to be his 5th year, and last year all he put up was 800 yards. All right.
That's more than we did. That's more than we did.
Terrell Jennings. Terrell Jennings, let me see what he put up last year. Nothing. He didn't put shit up last year. Nope, he didn't do nothing.
We ain't got no running back that got 800 yards.
Hold on. I'm just looking at something. Okay. 800. So between two running backs, they only got 1,300 yards, right? But Ramondre Stevenson with 8 and Antonio Gibson with 5. I don't understand why people are sitting there thinking that like Gentry might fucking pass Patriots. So if he's fucking there, bro, because they ain't got no running game. They got a quarterback already. They got defense. They got offensive line.
Could be. That could happen.
So we might not even have a shot at fucking Gentry. If I'm looking at it like this, the only thing that you can do in fucking cold games is run the ball. and they're playing fucking East Coast, and it's cold games, bro. So there's if they're fucking smart, especially Josh McDaniels, dumbass. You know what I'm saying?
True that. All
he's gonna need that fucking running game. And exactly. And what is Vrabel? What is Vrabel? How did Vrabel fucking win?
Who's the offensive coordinator though now?
McDaniels.
And did he care anything about Josh McDaniels?
Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs.
No, he wanted running back by committee, right? So DeAndre Stevenson and Genty, and you're not getting them tired.
Ramondre Stevenson though last year had 800 because I think he only played like 12 games or something like that. But
yeah,
he's a good running back.
They need O-line? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know they need O-line. Okay,
Ramondre's a good running back. Now he has sometimes problems with kind of maybe holding on to the ball, but I think the previous year too. I remember being at that game where the miracle game too. He was tearing us fucking up, dog. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson is a good back.
We gotta watch out for his ass this year. But check this out, Lo. The reason why you would look at every New England game, okay, from the get, dude, these dudes are losing.
I'm not trying to do that. I was just using that as an example.
Check it out. I'll tell you why they probably only had that. Why the running game was that low, and it's an obvious explanation. It's because that
if you look at it, a better chance of taking Genty before us.
If you look at New England, dude, they were down 20 points by the time you even realized that they were. So when you got to catch up, bro, you don't run the football. You need all that time on the clock. So that's probably why their running game is shit. They got a good running back. They got a good stable. It's just they were so behind on. They have to pass the ball to catch up, bro. That's their downfall. They only won 3 games last year or something like that, and they were down a lot. Yeah. They're just not a good team. Now they're a good team.
No, look at hey, they're saying that right here what I'm looking at is the only thing that they need. Well, yeah, they in order. The New England Patriots need a running back, wide receiver, and O-line. And the only reason why I'm bringing them up, I really don't want to talk about this team, but overall, you got to look at it, bro. These are the fucking guys. These are the fucking guys that are picking before us. So I thought they picked up some offensive linemen, didn't they?
Oh, no, they picked up, I think, but they still have a lot of money. A lot of money.
So yeah,
according to Smart Track, they still have like 80 million or something like that. Also, like they still have a lot of money to go around. I think like that's what I've been saying. That's what I was like, still like, okay, it seems to be an approach by plenty of teams. Yeah, I think the Patriots, and I think I forgot what other team did make some splashes when they had. Oh yeah, and I think it was like Washington, but a lot of teams have been slow with free agency. A lot of teams, because you see a lot of guys' names still out there, like Asante Samuel, like you know what I mean. Like there's still linebackers out there. There's still veteran corners out there. You know what I mean. There's still some guys out there. You know what I mean. Possibly like it's just that I think a lot of teams are taking the approach of let's see what we can get in the draft first because it is a deep draft, dog, in a lot of positions.
Big ups to Jeff, man, for the $10, bro.
Yeah, let's see. 3 weeks from now, the bitching and arguing about who we should pick will turn to bitching and arguing about why we picked. We picked, why did we pick so and so, and not this guy, and a vicious circle we stuck in. Yeah, man, that's obviously I think one thing about the Raider Nation. No matter who we pick, we're never on the same page. We never seem to be on the same page. It's always some division, you know what I mean? But I mean that's just the way the nation is. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, but that's just what it is, man. But we'll see what ends up being the actual route that we need to. The only ones that really matter are Pete and the staff that's there right now, right? Us as a nation could give the fucking as many opinions and advice or whatever it is that we want, but at the end of the day, it's like. If they pick Genty, that's why I'm saying, like, who are we to fucking question that shit? You know what I mean? Like, who are we to question that shit? Like, especially if it's Genty off of a guy that's, broken records. Like, like I understand where there's certain picks where you're just like, damn, head scratcher. This dude's not even like an award winner. This dude's not even talked about being in the top 20, or this dude was not even, this, that. And we've taken plenty of those. We've taken plenty of those. I totally agree with people. Like I could definitely, like understand 100% where it's coming from, but like to say that, oh, Gentry's like it's too much of a risk to pick him at 6 when he's, just a fucking special type player at his position, like that would just be a blessing for our offense, bro. I don't see where that would be a bad thing, but I do like that we've kind of made like the quarterback thing too, to where last year we were more desperate and teams knew that exactly what we needed. You know what I mean? The teams knew what we needed, and they felt like the Raiders desperately needed a quarterback, which that's why I like the move that they made this year with Gino, where if they are taking a quarterback, if that's their plan, like this whole time, taking a quarterback, they've hit their cards really well, really well. You know what I mean? Like teams, I think, will for sure think that, okay, they're not gonna go Shador, so they like won't try to do some crazy shit in front of them, or like last year, bro. Like teams, they didn't expect this team to trade up. They didn't expect Atlanta to trade up and get him because they had Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just think this year will be, they set themselves a little bit up more to where they're more unpredictable, but I think they are going to get a guy that's going to help an impact player at 6 for sure.
Hey fellas, I'm gonna take off, bro. I gotta take care of some shit, but yeah, I'll be on with you guys on Sunday. Hopefully everything goes good, man. You guys have a good week, man. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit, man. You guys, all right? Peace.
Yeah, man. For sure. All right, man.
I'll holler at you a little bit.